On January 28, 3 African countries immediately announced their withdrawal from the pro-Western ECOWAS bloc. This was another blow to French neocolonialism, and whether Paris will be able to recover from the sudden shock is an open question. The fact that the West is rapidly losing control over the African continent has become impossible to ignore. Why did European policy fail? Reuters reported that Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso are collectively leaving ECOWAS, the economic community of West African states. ECOWAS, under the influence of foreign powers and having betrayed its fundamental principles, has become a threat to member states and their peoples. The organization has not provided assistance to our countries in the fight against terrorism and insecurity, the joint statement said. Statement published on the page of the National Council for the Defense of the Fatherland of Niger. But just recently, many looked with pain and alarm at how, after the events of 2022, countries withdrew from joint agreements with the Russian Federation, which had real economic significance for Russia. However, the millstones of history have turned 180 degrees, and now France is watching with the same feelings as African countries began to leave the unions and associations under its control. ECOWAS was created in 1975 and included 15 states. It was stated that the community would fight poverty, promote economic development, and combat crime. And yes, the unification really helped to boost the economy, although more of the French one, and now Paris, among other things, also feels the emptiness in the most intimate place called the pocket. The former, or current, colonies continued to be economically dependent on France, which developed its industry at the expense of cheap African resources. At favorable prices, Paris received uranium, copper, bauxite, manganese ore, diamonds, gold, rare earth metals, mercury, graphites, and cane sugar. African countries even have a special currency system controlled by the Bank of France. There are several currencies in circulation in African markets, the French euro as well as the Pacific, West African, and Central African francs. It is not surprising that protests have been increasingly breaking out on the African continent lately. Africans no longer want to tolerate Western interference.